All right, it's time. It is time. It is time. Let's get to it for Thursday. Greetings from the beautiful Bahamas. I had to check in with everybody. I knew this would happen. Every time I go away on vacation, markets explode. It's just something I've come to live with, and, that's it. So, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you. Todd Schultz, you're crazy, man. The music doesn't have to go. The music stays and will always stay. That's the Harmonic Trader theme song. It's called Cat Burglar by the Madcaps. And a quick shout out, just to let everybody know about some news, that we are going to have a meetup with Mitch Ray, the one and only Mitch Ray. And we're going to do that in Vegas. That's going to be October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, pretty much. I think we're going to get in on the 30th of September. So hope everyone can meet us out in Vegas. It's going to be me and Mitch. We're going to figure out exactly what we're going to do, but he and I will do maybe 1 or 2 live streams. We'll definitely do 1, maybe 2, do a live stream with folks in the audience. Let's see how it goes. But, more information, what we want everyone to do, and we will connect Miss Stephanie in our Discord. What we want is we're going to have them connect you. So anybody that's in our Discord and you want more information, just send your name to Miss Stephanie. Stephanie, just hold on to that. And then we will get you more information. We need to gauge how big of a crew we're going to have out there. We're going to have 20, 30, or we're going to have 100. We're going to have 1,000. I don't think 1,000, but we could probably get 50. And we're going to have a lot of fun, folks. We're going to mix it up. So I hope you can join us. Again, that's the first weekend of October. Let's pull out the calendar just to show you. Today being the 28th of July already. And that would be... yeah, it looks like I'll be in there by the 30th. So 30th to the 3rd. And what you want to do is get on our Discord and just send your name to Miss Stephanie. Say, I'm definitely going. I'm definitely in there. And we'll get some information on where we're going to be. I think we're going to Cosmopolitan Casino, Resort and Casino. I'm having a little luck here in the Bahamas, so you know me. If I can throw some dice, that's a happy day for me. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? And can't wait. It's going to be really going to be fun. Again, that's what it's all about. That's what we build our communities for, to share the knowledge, to help support everybody, and to find phenomenal opportunities like we've been seeing now. What about these weekly crypto patterns, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin. Ethereum Classic is blowing me away, folks. And we've been talking about this butterfly for a while. And if you missed it, or if you're late on this move, no worries. There's tons of opportunities. I've been saying that. The money's flowing back in on this massive reaction, and that's a great thing. I mean, Ethereum Classic, this weekly butterfly, is a monster. And you're almost at target 1 already. The hop level was 1325. Off that butterfly, you're now trading almost 39.45, which is target 1. We know the story on Ethereum and Bitcoin. I think you're going to see Bitcoin play catch up now. Ethereum has been the leader. Got to tell you, Michael Saylor, he's popping champagne because I think he's out of the woods, at least for now. And I think what it'll do for him is get him more financing. Even though we're still in reaction phase, folks, got to let everybody know that, this is a strong reaction. The force is strong with this one, folks. Remember Ethereum? Remember this? It's a few things. The weekly check back at 1040. If you're new to this channel, folks, you have to go back and look at our sessions from the end of June and early July, and see what we're saying and see how they played out. And the biggest thing the biggest takeaway that we want to do and understand is that We're in a serial move. What does that mean? Is that breakfast time? No. That is a bar over bar continuation, which we know is happening up until we hit some resistance. We're entering on the weekly. HSI is overbought, but it's not signaled yet. If anything, I'd be looking for this thing to accelerate now as we pop and expand into the extreme, and we might not come out until next week. This is going to be a strong close into the rest of the week. Get with it. Don't sleep on crypto, folks. This reaction is leaving the station, and I think we've got a ways to go. It's been a beauty. I mean, it's been a real beaut. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's show you that Bitcoin chart, because look, ever since that crab pattern that we've been talking about, which was down at around 20,000 roughly, there you go. There's all of our arrows and breaking out. Look, there's the deep crab on the daily. Yikes. I mean, that's a beauty. And folks, this is definition of type 1 reaction. Type 1 reaction. We're not even above the PRZ yet. We got to get there. Make what I've been saying, saucer separation. And just starting to go. I think it's still early on this Bitcoin move. And we'll ride it up to either a target 1 maximum that's 38,761. That's just the harmonic pattern framework. That is absolutely in business here with how we treat type 1 reactions. Or a minimum, we'll just ride it to the next weekly bearish HSI. That looks like this. The other takeaway, because now, as I've been saying, this is going to be a great example of watching this on the weekly to see this stuff play out in, it's almost slow motion because it's a weekly time frame, but now we get acceleration. This is where, at least for Harmonic Strength Index, when we break above the 50 line, that's when we see real acceleration up to the overbought. That's how we treat HSI. Go from one extreme to the next. That's how it was designed. And then we'll ride this. And this will be, in my opinion, a week over week advancement that at a minimum, folks, at a minimum, we're going to recoup some bars here. And here's the other one, the big capitulation bar that was down back in June. Think of it this way. We haven't even hit the 886. We haven't even retested the top end of that bar. That top end is 27,000. You have some room here. You definitely have some room in a really fantastic way. What the other part of the serial reversal deal that we want to see out of the zone, we want to see higher lows hold, meaning, look, I talked about this last week. We came back and retested the full body of last week's range. And now we're about to break out. The breakout should take you above 24.2 and close above 24.2. So that would be kind of what I'm thinking here by Monday. So keep an eye on that. I've got to check. I don't know if I'm doing Monday. I might be doing Monday. I might be doing a really short session. Stay tuned. Stay tuned on my Twitter. I forgot to check that out. I should check that out in a minute. And I'll let you know. But by Monday, yeah, we should be into a new weekly bar that is trading above 24.2. That's last week's range, last week's high. And that's the definition of serial continuation. Bar over bar, higher highs, higher lows, any time frame, every market. Big stuff. Let's get some business out of the way. Folks, everybody that's interested, where we want to go here. Let me bring this up. Get to harmonictrader.com. Harmonic Trader. That's what we do. Go there to Harmonic Trader. And there you go. harmonictrader.com. Become a basic member and sign up there. Submit your email, and then go to the basic members page. Everybody needs to get with the Harmonic Pattern Collection software for TradingView. I think everyone needs to have that because you see what we're doing here. We can only do it with this software. So to get your free trial, go to send your username for TradingView, not your email. A couple people sent me their email recently. Send your username for TradingView that you use to log in to HPC at sr-analyst.com, and you get a 14-day free trial. Okay, and get with this software that is really showing us the way. We'll talk about NASDAQ in a second. I think the crypto thing, this crypto story is the bomb. This crypto advancement, whatever that reaction was, looks like a lot of people that were waiting on the sidelines are now set free to run. Bitcoin traded as high as 24 today. I would look at that breaking out of this daily range. Without anything stopping it either. This is still reaction mode. I gotta stress that too. I keep on saying this. I think people get it a little confused of that we are in a type 1 reaction. What does that mean? It means for the first time a pattern completes, the initial move is usually strong, quick, goes to target 1, and we manage aggressively, and we have certain expectations about what it should do. This one was this pattern, this decline into the pattern was so strong. I mean, it was such a devastating 70% on the top of Bitcoin, 80 something on Ethereum, and 90 to 95 on the rest of them. That okay, it took a little time. It took a couple weeks. Remember what we talked about June 21st? That was critical stuff. And then what we have been saying even in the last few sessions of looking for the check back against last week's range. Here's another one that actually came back. We were saying Solana at about 38. Look for that. Look what it did. Okay, this has got a massive bat pattern. Remember that? There you go. Solana on the daily, and I know it's the weekly too. And this is just getting started. So where could Solana go? Easily over 50. In fact, a lot of these have target ones on their daily, weekly charts that are almost unbelievable. Target 1 on Solana is 124. Now, I want to treat it as a reaction. I still would be looking at every type 1 reaction for that initial thrust up, and then probably the later retest later in the year or even into early next year. I want to deal with the reaction now. We have had perfect check back, perfect confirmation. Our relative strength indicators have been popping out of the zone from the extreme. So listen, this is a great spot to be in if you want to be long crypto. Absolutely. Let's get to one or two of the other ones that we've been in front of that have really shown us ideal harmonic behavior. Let's go to this LRC. Remember LRC? We were looking for that check back to about 38 cents. Look, there's the weekly. Big weekly time frame right there that did the check back. Let's go to the daily chart. So this one on the daily, there you go. There's a couple patterns. The big pattern on the daily, small pattern to check back there, and then bang. We came back with a little ditch down just in the last several sessions. I mean, we were as low as what? We were talking about this on that first thrust in 40 something. And I said, let this come back. 38 area. Yeah, got to 36. And now we go. 43, and this should really start to get out of there. The other big one, if you're into the metaverse, if you were waiting for an opportunity in the metaverse, well, it's been giving it to you in spades for the last several weeks. Okay, Sandbox on where is that? Is it a weekly? Where is it? There you go. Big bat pattern on Binance data feed. Beautiful. Look, this is a pattern that hasn't even fully developed yet. We have not even gotten out of that zone. So what we're looking for, again, go week over week. At this point where we are, as we should see continuation, where each week pokes through the prior high, prior resistance. For this week right now, that prior resistance 149. I expect Sandbox to be over 150 by next week. Why not? Why not? What's the other one? The other one, oh, well, you know what? Oh, yeah, let's go Decentraland. That was our other one. I think Alice, too. Rune. Here's Mana, Decentraland. Hasn't even. This one, when it breaks out above last week's peak at around 101, 102, we should see some nice continuation. Show you one or two more. The Alice. This is a big pattern. This is a big pattern in Alice that came back and checked back and now exploding. There you go. Yeah, that's just getting going. There's the bat pattern. Kind of an ugly bat pattern, but it also had another one of these where a big pattern to lay out the larger support resistance levels and all the way back down for the retest here with multiple checkbacks at about $2. This one, even off that small crab pattern, target one goes to 456. That's how we play it. We look for type 1 reaction. This is reaction phase, folks. It's a little bit slow. This one's drawn out, but it's more about that larger pattern. But it's there. And once we get a couple of more bars, we get a nice 3-bar continuation, it's gone. It's gone. Don't sleep on this, please. Don't. There's some big, big things happening. Be aware that where we are in this framework. Let's come back to this Ethereum Classic, because there are a few of these that are essentially setting pace. Ethereum Classic, remember, look, Ethereum Classic exploding. Look, it's up $2 since we just started the stream. There it is, big butterfly. Beautiful. Now this one is showing us how this stuff can really get going in a massive reaction. Massive reaction phase. We're not surprised by the strength of the rally, and we want to ride that up into our zone. 39.45, that's just a minimum. We just hit it. We just popped $2 in the last 20 minutes. Okay, well, where's HSI? Harmonic Strength Index. Hitting the zone now, and that will probably register by Sunday, but it won't give us a signal till the end of the week, maybe next week. That's up. That points us up, folks. You know, all of us that have been here know the deal. And sometimes when these patterns are in development, you can sit there and be like, this isn't going to do anything. It did take time. The patterns required a few weeks of consolidation to not only form the confirmation, but to get out of the zone and check back. So that retest of support, ideal. This continuation, ideal. Let's ride the framework. Ride the harmonic pattern framework up. And don't stop. Don't stop. Great stuff. I mean, I'm really, I know there's a lot of people that love the crypto space and, living and dying with it. Well, guess what? Get ready to party with it. This is great reactive territory. How do we know when to get out of this? We'll know. We will get the signal. We'll get some kind of HSI. We'll get some kind of, breakdown of the trend line. But for now, yeah, we're just accelerating. Keep an eye on all of this. One or two, you guys from the chat. Sure, I'll take a couple recommendations, and then we're going to go over to the other markets. Because we're going to have to look at the interest rate charts. Somebody wants to look at Matic. You know the deal. Matic is all-time 886. There you go. And shark pattern. So if you're into Matic, that's one of your favorite crypto. Again, weekly. For those that are new or have not done full scans on your weekly charts, go through and look at what's going on the weekly. Because not only is that going to show you what's confirmed and what's moving, but where can we target this? Matic, target 1 at 170. This will take time. Don't think it's going to be next week or even next month to get to target 1. This is a scenario where we could get into the fall and take 2 or 3 months. Also, remember your standard 30 bar rule. Once we get a signal, once we get a pattern, we know patterns have to be at least 30 bars in length. But if we want to have an idea of how far this could go or how long it could take, well, there's pattern completion. Start there, mark your bars, and lay it out this way. Just a manual tool, 30 bars gets you all the way to the end of the year. Let me do that again. So it looks like this. There, pattern completion, 30 bars. Puts you at December 12th on that one. And it could take time, but we're going to see how fast this is going to happen. And again, I'm going off of patterns. A lot of people have their different reasons why they might like a certain project. That's not what we do here. We're doing measurements, harmonic patterns, type 1, type 2 type 1 reaction, type 2 reversals. And we really want to compartmentalize where we are in this, because we are in reaction phase and we do have clear targets ahead of us that are higher. But what we do on the type 1 moves is we manage it aggressively. We will want to look to take profits up at those levels, okay, and respect that action as it unfolds. Absolutely. One or two more. Yeah, I can look at Link. And I'll get you your 1 inch. There's Link. Link is by far, I think, the most talked about project that has done zilch. It's amazing. Everyone says Link is going to be the next whatever, but this is why we do the measurements. Link had a weekly check back, and that was at about $8. So you're at 714. You're under your trigger level. Okay, didn't this have a daily? I thought this had some kind of daily crab or something. Maybe not. Not really. Not really. Not much here on Link for that. Pattern wise. Also, Link is a little bit different. Actually, Link could pop with this whole move in the sector, but folks, this is what we want to look for. We want to be looking for markets that have at least broken out of their all-time downtrends. So Link, yeah, that could pop off this just a simple weekly HSI, but like I said, there's better patterns. Although it's not one I do much, but I'll look at your 1 inch. Oh wait, that just came out wrong. No, I will not look at your 1 inch, but I will look at 1 inch the token. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Got nothing here. That was kind of funny, by the way. Hope you guys caught the joke. But here's something that I do want to show, like Sandbox. And we know the deal in Sandbox. Oh, look at that 4-hour pattern. A lot of the 4-hour stuff that we were talking about last week formed, checked back, and took off. But here's the thing about Sandbox that exemplifies your preferred scenarios, okay? What is that? It's to the right of the downtrend. Sandbox has broken out of its bear market downtrend. That's the way to think about it. Okay? Great position. Not all crypto are in the same spot. So if you're under your bear market downtrend, you're going to have to just expect that to take more time. But stuff like Sandbox, Decentraland, others have clearly busted out in a major way. Keep an eye on that. Cardano, Here's the interesting thing. Cardano's not one that has too many patterns except from the 4-hour. But maybe in the coming weeks, Cardano will get its day. Will have its day in terms of just starting to break out of here. But let's see if we get something on like a 4-hour. Oh, look, there's a Gartley. Bam, on Cardano. 45 cents. It just completed. Now that's reaction, but just keep Cardano on the chart. Let's see if that can get back. That would be our type 2. Works the same way. Look, pattern completion on the 4-hour right there. HSI. Type 1 reaction runs right into a bearish HSI. Reaction pretty much over. The bigger reversal, if we get back to 45, would be it. Someone says I didn't have the right symbol on 1 inch. Oh, there you go. I'll do your. There it is. We'll take a look at that. There's 1 inch. Oh, I did that the wrong way. I overlaid that. Let me remove that. Hold on. I just screwed this up. Let me change. See what happens when you deal with 1 inch. 1 inch is not good. Let's go back. No, I screwed it up. Let me remove that. Oh, come on. What's going on here? Hold on. Let me reload. For those that are interested or have never seen me load the indicators, once you submit your email, this is really easy to input the indicators. Click on that button, indicator. You want to go to invite only scripts and click on harmonic pattern collection combo. Okay, that gets them all on. And there you go. Oh, and I screwed it up. I got it. And you got to adjust the colors. Shh. Of course, I'm not here at my place, so hold on. And then you can change colors. All what you're seeing right here. But that's not the one I wanted. Hold on. Bear with me. There you go. Setting. Right click on the settings. Style. That's HPC inputs. And then this shows you all the patterns. Everything is set by default. Come on, Scott. Sorry, this is really sticky. There you go. Let me bring this down. Let's just make that greener there. Make that pink, red. And then all of the other lines here. You know, you want to just mess around with that. Set it as what you want. And then label color, let's do it like that. Yeah, that's actually better. That pops a little better. Oh, and let's show the label legs. I don't know why that's set as default, but there you go. Nice. Still, Cardano, daily, trying to break out, but I wouldn't. This is not in full acceleration phase yet. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that one. Yeah. Oh, okay. The 1 inch looks like this. That's 1 inch. All right, you were right. I was wrong. My apologies. I will always admit when I'm wrong. That the 1 inch versus Tether USD does have a deep crab. What's the weekly look like? Let's see here. Oh man. 1 inch. Yeah, perpetual futures, same deal. Look, it's popping on every one. Confirmation down here on that crypto was at 55, trading 73, but target 1 is at 123. Once we get out of this zone, you should see that thing accelerate. This one could be a little bit better. What's yikes. Okay, let's move on. Here's Ren, and I can't believe this is, I can't do this the way I want. Anyway, Ren, another one, daily, check back. That's just getting going. 9 cents. Oh, let me finish up with crypto. A couple privacy coins. Zcash. Actually, Monero was really the one. XMR. Where are you, XMR? ABCD. There it is. XMR. Check out that on the daily. This is a full type 2. So XMR, another perfect example of type 1, type 2 behavior on the daily. XMR had a raging move in March, all the way up to target 2. Again, difficult to see it when you're down in that zone with all patterns like this. You're here. If you didn't know harmonic patterns and you're down here at 125 and saying, oh, that's support, we have the potential to go to 261, you're probably thinking you're crazy. But no. And then in the same regard, once you get up to target 1, target 2, you might think, oh, this is going to moon. But because we understand the harmonic pattern framework, we're not surprised to see it come back for the retest. That's what it does. That's the harmonic pattern framework in action. So this is the point on Monero, the type 2, where we could expect much larger things to happen, at least back to target 2. Listen, the framework entails the following. When we get pattern completion, and let me walk it through, it's the same way every market, every time frame. Okay? Pattern completion on the software is denoted by the little sun icon. It's kind of difficult to see. Let me blow it up. Okay, it's right there. It's right there. But then the actionability of the pattern comes in when we generate the arrow. Green arrow, go. And that starts from the next bar to the right. We check back. That helps to kind of locate the support in the zone. And you treat that as a reaction. Should get going. Aggressively managing it. It comes all the way back. So type 1 reaction goes to target 1. Type 2 reversal, retest. We look for and target 2. That's 261, folks. That's 100 higher. 100 higher from current levels. One or two more. Okay, yeah, I can go to Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash looks like that. Didn't that pop big today? Sure did, up 20%. Look at that. That's a monster. That is a monster. But wasn't that on? There you go. I thought so. Daily time frame. Kind of ugly because it overran that deep crab. But look, this is where the first confirmation comes in. Your pattern completed as high as 196. And it paused, but confirmation was not till here. And when we talk about confirmation, what does that arrow relate to? Look, it's this. It's the harmonic strength index indicator. All the way back here was where the pattern completed. But it was a dud. And it was a dud until we got confirmation, which was there. Established the trigger at 104. Took some time. Hey, this is crypto. Give it some slack. Give it some slack. It's not as responsive as traditional markets. And then comes back, checks back. Now you go. Bitcoin Cash, target 1 is 196, folks. Finally, right? The Bitcoin Cash and Litecoins of the world have been absolutely just demolished. I mean, demolished. Let me see if I can fix this thing. No, I can't get that. 1 second. Let me fix this. I need to scroll down and get this. Let me do it this way. Finally. Okay, scat. Let's get that right. There you go. That's the way to do it. There's the weekly. Also, I'm going to repeat myself a lot today. Get on the weekly charts. Get on your weekly charts. Be aware of that. One or two more. This is for our buddy Crypto Hoarder. Crypto Hoarder, we'll see you in Vegas, right, my man? Weekly, crypto.com is big. This is another one. Hasn't even started moving yet. Look at that deep crab, folks. Remember, like Bitcoin Cash did that sideways for 2 months, but right in the zone, right at the trigger level? Crypto.com's got the same phenomenon. That trigger was about 9-10 cents, and it came back, did a little check back. That thing should pop. Definitely. Crypto.com looking good. Sure, I'll go to VE Chain. VE Chain looks like this. VE Chain's one I posted recently. Another one that has yet to move. Go to the weekly. Massive pattern. This is where being a trader, and this is what you get paid for. A lot of people long before me have said this. In trading, you get paid to wait. And this is a perfect example of getting paid to wait. That is a pattern that has not only completed, it has triggered at this point in the potential reversal zone. Right here. What was that? Back in June 27th. It checked back off of that level right there. That's how we treat it. And now a breakout of V chain above last week's high should get you big acceleration. Appreciate that, Squirrely. Appreciate that. This is big stuff, folks. I'm really impressed with the move. You know, you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally we get the big bomb. That's when things really happen. And again, there's going to be a lot of takeaways. We'll come back and revisit on what we've been saying about the crypto market. That every bar after the trigger point counts. So small advancements that go in the argument of the pattern, the confirmation, are actually significant. And that's what we're seeing now. So something like VeChain, we'll stay on top of that because target one on VeChain is 8 cents. Let's book that and let's see what it might take us. You know, there's a general trend line to get up there. And that could take us, it could take 6 months. But you are early in the development. That's why it's so important. Hold on. Hold on. Yep. I'm going to stick with the big ones. XRP, same deal. We've talked about that. So I'm starting to repeat myself because a lot of these we've already covered. And I know last Monday we ripped through a whole bunch. Look at that pattern. XRP, all-time bullish bat pattern on a weekly. Maybe in a year from now, you're going to go back and go look at these patterns and be like, wish I was there at the completion point. Well, you're there. And you triggered. You triggered. This is exactly the kind of situation you want. You triggered there. Pattern completed there around 39. HSI comes in right there for the check back at 36. You're still 36. Target one is 58. Weekly pattern. Weekly. This is another one trying to bust out all-time downtrend. So I think most people can run trend lines. Most people, that's especially a lot of the crypto influencers, that's all they know really are moving averages and trend lines. That's okay if it works for them. We want to be a little more precise than that. But look, This is going to take some time to get bust out of that downtrend. That's a little bit different than a few other ones. Keep an eye on it. All right, someone's saying, Sandbox is telling me that Ethereum's got a 4-hour bat pattern. I'll look at that. Before I do, this one just passed me. Phantom. Remember that? Wait, let's get the right chart. Oh, Phantom's a daily. Let me see. What was Phantom? Flashing a bearish Gartley, but it was a weekly something. Maybe it was just the weekly check back. But I'll look at that. Someone's asking for Ethereum on the 4-hour, and I'm not going to go beyond this, but I'll look at that. 722. Your 4-hour what? Bat pattern? All right, thank you. Obviously, you have the software. I've got a shark pattern. I've got a bearish shark. All right, there's the bat. Again, you should definitely search multiple data feeds, but this is an alternate bat. It just completed on the 4-hour chart, and we have an HSI. All right, maybe a pause here up at 1725, but remember what I said last week about 1630. I kept on saying 1637 erroneously. We got the pause that I talked about, but that's all it was. And so this is the thing. Look, that daily HSI, it resulted in like a 10-day pause. Now it's failing. And those failed HSI signals in that regard, I talked about that last week. Those are big. We should see continuation out of that, above that zone. So I'm not too worried. Maybe it pulls back. Maybe it pulls back $100. Go to the hourly time frame and wait for the next signal. Something like that. I mean, maybe even the 5-minute, because this is so tradable. Yeah, the 5-minute's got some patterns down at around 1600. That's probably current support. Ethereum's been swinging 20% left and right. Don't be surprised and wait for your time on that. Just wait on it. Look, if you're sitting up here and you didn't catch this, or you haven't listened to what we've been saying for the last 30 days, you'll get another opportunity. But line them up. Get them on your screens, because this is big stuff. Last question. Yeah, I hear you. Do we think the macro bottom is in? No. We're in reaction phase. Type 1 reaction. Where can you learn about all of that? Please go to harmonictrader.com, and the place to learn about type 1 and type 2 is in the books, and that's volume 3. Please go click that. It's available to everybody. Just open it. It'll open. Probably a little slow with my internet here, but once that opens, scroll towards the back of the book. I think it's like page 220 or 240, maybe somewhere around 200. But scroll down there and you can learn all about that type 1, type 2 stuff. Because there is a sequence that we go through to understand when we look for reaction, when we look for reversal. Maybe it's in the hundreds. I'm going to have to look at that later. Yeah, there's confirmation. HSI's in there. I can't find it right now. My apologies. Yeah, I'll come back. I'll pull it up on Monday. Get to that. I want to get to a couple more charts, but look, volume 3 is the place to go. Here's what I want to look at. For all your big macro concerns, you actually need to look at the bond chart. And we need to look at the 10-year and the 2-year. 10-year yield, okay, we all know the deal that it has a weekly, and I mean it's big, weekly bat pattern that I think is going to surprise people. I've been saying this for a while. We talked about this way back in April, and essentially you're saying, okay, are we going to get to the hop? Are we going to get to 360? Because once we were above 3%, we were in the zone. Do we have confirmation on this one? No, not really. I mean, this is where we're in reactive territory. Looks like it's rolling out of the zone without any confirmation. But what I'm looking for, believe it or not, is a heavy drop in rates down to target 1 at 196. You heard it here first. Why? Because that's the reaction. That's the harmonic pattern framework in real time. Maybe we get something to come up. Who knows? Probably, the other things that are the big news announcements, GDP, you had the rates. All right. Now we'll see what happens here. Do we get to target 1 at 196? If we do, the markets are going to pop hard, but still only in reaction phase. That's the way to look at that. And again, it's just a reaction. It would be, everyone's asking me, is this the big macro, whatever, top or bottom? Not until we come back up, type 1, type 2. That's how it all plays out, folks. That's the big thing. And we've talked about these markets as well. Look, the markets are just in reaction phase, recovering a lot that they lost from the beginning of the year. That's how you should treat it. If it rolls over later in the year or early next year, don't be surprised. But for right now, we'll play that reaction up into the respective zones. I don't really want to go beyond that because these long-term charts, you can't really see that far out. Look, generally, what I've been saying is that, and ever since the 21st, so if you don't believe me, look at the stuff in June, because we were really saying a lot of things were shaping up to where around June 21, the end of the quarter rally that actually came about has turned into something a little bigger, but it's still reaction territory. Nothing other than reactive moves. And they can be strong and hard and make you feel like, wow, this thing is really rocking. But understand, at some point we'll be taking profits on this stuff because it'll trigger some overbought signals. It's not there yet. Here's QQQ. And I did go through this last week where this was absolutely on the weekly time frame of this thing coming out. Okay, after that weekly HSI, and that was down around 283 on the Qs. All right, just recovery phase from here. Where's HSI now? Where are our indicators? Have they triggered on either one? No. See, this is why everyone needs to get the program so you know what I'm talking about, because these are proprietary indicators along with the patterns. Simple HSI analysis tells us we need to come up for probably another week or two and then pivot out. And we don't even get the signal till we do pivot out. So just know that during the middle of the summer, while everybody's on vacation, market's in recovery mode. And it usually does go like that because the volume's light. You don't have big short sellers in there. And it does seem like, look, people are so one-sided. They're so, a lot of your put call ratios and your investor sentiment ratios are horrible, like, way too bearish. And in this reaction phase, you can throw a lot of people off balance because it fools them. When you're just in reaction, and we could run hard for maybe 8 weeks, and we'll deal with the next overbought signal later. For now, ride the week over week, use last week's range as your critical numbers, but expect this thing to get going. It will not trigger on the Qs or the diamonds or the SPY until we get overbought, and those are all weeks away. Here's the diamond, up 230. There's the weekly HSI check back right there and there. Okay, and we're not even close to registering overbought yet. So expect the diamonds to at least recapture um, from May up to around 333, 335. That puts you on the index another 1,000, 1,500 higher. Wouldn't be surprised. And this should be day over day. Should climb out of this zone. Oh yeah, on the daily here, we did have a deep crab on the diamonds. And okay, yeah, now it's coming back to me. Been a few days, but remember what we talked about? That this was a type 1, and that was around the target level is 322. But now we need to see an HSI up in this zone, somewhere between 322 and maybe as high as 334. That's above 33,000 on the diamonds. And there's no HSI here yet. So this could have a little leg room to at least go up, 5%, 10% higher. Let's stick with the 5% number. Like I said, another 1,500 or so higher. That should be, we're targeting something for a peak for this summer rally. And it is. It's turned into a summer rally. Good stuff, but just reactive moves. That's it. We'll deal with it when it gets to the targets a little bit down the line. This kind of reminds me of what we were talking about back in April, but except for the bullish case. In late March, early April, we were talking bearish case. So be mindful of that. These moves have been sharp. They've been overextended, but that also tells us to wait until we get the extreme readings. Beyond that, we'll ride it. Yeah, well, I can't even read that. Someone's saying here, I remember a month ago we were so bearish calling for the end of the world. Sure we were. A month ago, yeah, a month ago we were in free fall. We didn't have any triggers, registered any signals. But do you remember when I said the 21st? Okay, how many people remember when I said June 21? How many people? I mean, go back to the sessions, please. Yeah, we were looking for major free fall, and then things stabilized, and they changed, and we triggered some patterns, and we triggered Bitcoin, we triggered Ethereum on those patterns. Remember when I was saying Ethereum at 1040 check back was reaction? So that's what you have to go with. And on the flip side of that, please keep the mental perspective of that this is still just reaction on the long-term chart. And so you can get sharp reactive moves. I'm not calling for anything macro. I'm calling for type 1 reaction. That's how we talk in here. We do harmonic patterns Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 12 noon. And if you don't know the terminology, you don't understand that, that's okay. Just get with us. Get over to Harmonic Trader, okay, and get with the resources and learn the lingo, learn the framework, because that's how we're doing what we do. And if you don't believe it, or you don't think I'm on the mark, you got to watch some sessions. Get it under your belt. Look, I want people to understand this. That's why I do this. I'm sharing the knowledge, folks. I'm sharing decades of knowledge here. And we're doing it real time. So there's no fluff, there's no garbage here. We got triggers. And on this latest one, June 21 was the date. I mean, we kind of nailed the date too. And I do timing a little bit more generally than, say, some kind of specific move. But it's important that people get this. I mean, there's no bullshit. It's that important to me that people understand what's going on here and have the right perspective about all of this. I think a big part of the problem is the industry is filled with the narrative people. I mean, 99% of people are just narrative. Oh, the market's this or that. It's bear market. It's end of the world. No, we got to be measuring. Tell me about your measurements, please. That's important. All right, really quick. Let's give away 2 books. And to get the books, you have to contact Miss Stephanie on the Discord, on Harmonic Trader Discord. All right, so the first question is, Where is the meetup this year? First person to respond wins volume 3. Where's the meetup? Where is our meetup? Our meetup, September 30th to October 3rd. Where is it? First person to answer in the chat wins a volume 3 book. And then we'll follow this up with one more. All right, Victoria wins. What's up, Victoria? How you feeling today? Are you feeling better? Nice. All right, second question. What was the check back number for Ethereum? Okay, next book. What was the Ethereum check back number? First person to respond with the correct price level. Claire says far away. That's funny. So next book goes to the person that can tell me what was the Ethereum check back number. And if you get it right, you can be close. I'm looking for the number. Here we go. You have to go to the Discord. Yeah, you can message on Stephanie. Nope, it's not 860. All right, that's close enough. 1050. It was really 1040. But Carthago, you win. Carthago wins. 1050. That's fine. 1050, 1040, depending on your data feed, but we nailed that one too. 1040. And if you want to know about that check back video, I'm going to have to get the exact date, but that was like around, let's look back on Ethereum really quick, because I want to reference this stuff. And if you folks really want to learn, okay, study the stuff that we talked about in real time. Our weekly check back that we talked about that. Oh, geez, that was already 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it was around the 11th or the 13th. So do watch that. Go back to that session and check that out. I'll give away more books. Every Thursday, folks, we give away books. So you come on back if you want to try to win a book of Volume 3. All you have to do is respond to the questions like Victoria did and Cathargo did, and we'll give away more. But that's what I have for today, folks. Again, I'll be back on Monday. And if I can't, I'll update everybody on Twitter. But I'm going to get back to my vacation, folks. My first one in a while. But great stuff here. Love it. Love to see some action here for the summer. It's going to be an interesting August. And so we'll come on back on Monday. Will be our first session for August. And we'll be here full session next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Thanks again. Have a great one. And as always, go get 'em.